Good morning. It's Monday, and we are here for a new life. And today is Restart Monday. So, every Monday now, when I come live, this is the theme of the Monday's lives will be Restart Monday because it's Monday after the weekend, and we need this strength to restart our journey, restart, because sometimes we can get lost during the weekend and we need a restart, right? And this also for different areas in our life that we might need a restart. So Mondays will be restart. And for the theme for today is about before I pass to the team, because many of you don't know me yet and you might end up in this video and who is this person there? My name is Thelma Fieldwhite. I'm the Raw Detox coach, and I'm here in these lives in this channel. I'm live on YouTube as well, on Facebook, and I discuss in these live strategies that you can lose weight naturally without body shaming. So this is my contribution to the world, what I do as work. This is where I focus on. And for today's live, the theme is it possible to lose weight without exercising? Hmm? What do you think? So I'm ready here with my water. I have my notes here with me so that I don't forget anything that I want to bring to you today. So, first of all, what do I mean by this theme? I mean, you might be thinking, of course, you need to exercise if you want to lose weight, right? And yes, but there is also something called adapting to the person's needs. And we're going to go a little bit deeper. What are these needs? But there are people that are in a situation that they cannot exercise just now. So the question is, can they still lose weight? What do you think? So, first of all, we want to understand the difference between losing weight with exercise and losing weight without exercise. And I also want you not to misunderstand me and maybe even don't want to watch the whole life to the end because you feel like this doesn't make any sense. There is some into it, and I want you to follow along. So, don't misunderstand me by saying that you don't have to exercise. In fact, I'm advocating for exercises, Pilates especially. I also run. I like to try different. I like to try surfing. In fact, I'm still learning, and many other types of exercises. But I have found in my own life experience, just before I made all these changes, but also in some of my customers that were struggling with chronic diseases, that was not always easy for them to just go into a normal exercise routine. And some of them could even do like nothing in terms of exercise. So I want to really point out here that you have a group of people that are losing weight and they're able to, no matter like how much weight they have, maybe they are 10 kilos over, 20 kilos, 30 kilos, but they still able to do exercise that could be even vigorous exercise, like a little bit more intensity. Of course, that is like adapting to each person's situation and level they are at. But if the recommendable exercise is, um, they say 60 minutes, 3 times per week, which in fact, we should be exercising 90 minutes per day. 90 minutes. So a person that perhaps is experiencing pain or chronic diseases that do not allow them to be meeting those requirements, even if it's just 20 minutes a day. We need to have a different approach. And that's what I found in my own experience dealing with these clients, that I had to adapt to their needs. So this is the difference. You have this difference between people that are able to exercise like the 90 minutes, even the 60 minutes per day, and you have the people that are not able to. So this is like an emergency situation. And I believe that everybody should have a chance to change their lives if they want to. And changing their lives, I mean by changing their diet, changing their lifestyle in order for them to have a better health. And health, I mean not just physical health, but especially mental health, and that they feel good about themselves and their wellness, right? So for that, it's the approach needs to be according to where the person is at. So that's why I thought was necessary to talk about that, because perhaps you listening to this, you've seen some of my content and you felt like this is not for you because you're just not there. You can't exercise that much, or you believe that that's what is needed in order for you to reach any little goal, right? So it's not all that way. So I'll be explaining a bit better. So now, and one more thing when it comes to no exercise, because it's two differences, right? Lose weight with exercise and lose weight without exercise. No exercise doesn't mean no movement. It doesn't mean sedentary life. It doesn't mean sitting for so many hours. That's very different thing from movement and vigorous exercise, for example. And that's something I also want you to consider. And as we go further, you're going to see how actually it's possible to lose weight without exercise, but still with movement. Okay, so now, why is this important? We touch a little bit, but I would say, if I would answer this in one word, why is it important that people that cannot move so much, or that there is an option for losing weight without exercise? The answer would be hope. Yes, hope, because there is hope for that person to improve their situation, for that person to lose weight naturally in a pace that their body is comfortable with, and that they start believing that actually they can lose weight. You see? So, hope is so important in any journey, but especially when you are losing weight. In losing weight, in the weight loss journey, you need to have hope. And hope, that means that what you are doing, what you are aiming to become, the person you are aiming to become, the person that you identify yourself with, is real. So you're going to get there. You need this hope. And when you are able to go through this journey where you are at now, like you don't have opportunity to exercise, you are having difficulties in moving, and you learn that still in this moment, in this situation, you're still able to reach your goal and to become this person that later on, yes, later on you can be more active in terms of exercise. It's so comforting, gives you hope. So this is how I would define. Because the opposite would be forcing someone that is not ready physically or even emotionally ready, and put this person in a vigorous, intensive exercise routine you know, like we see some programs on TV. They even do this as entertainment. I'm guilty of it also. Before, I used to sit and watch this, but I don't do that anymore. I think is First of all, I think the way the whole program is structured is to um, it's like a mental terror. Of course, you have people that might have different view. That's okay. I'm fine with that. But when you see these people struggling so much to reach their goal, and just because maybe they're not met at where they are at, and they are doing this vigorous exercise, really, this person, I mean, doesn't move anything. You can't just go from one day to the other, putting this person, you know, running kilometers. Is just not, because you have this goal and reach this goal in this amount of time, this short amount of time. It's just not fair. It's not loving. It doesn't help the person um, to feel that they are worth it, no matter how they look at, like how they look like, um, and the situation. um and also, yeah, it's a whole story for another life, right? But these kind of programs, they show a bit of the mentality of um that everybody has to do vigorous, intensive exercise if they are to lose weight. And that is not true. Even when you are in the first option, losing weight with exercise, which is the most normal and recommendable, right? But it's the whole thing of pushing people harder and harder, and because you have a deadline. And yeah, it's a crazy thing we have in our society. But okay, now another question is, but what are the advantages for somebody to start a program which does not include exercise? And again, if you just joining now, go a little bit back and see, we're talking about people that are in a situation that they cannot exercise. So the advantage again is they will actually believe that is possible, right? You're starting with mini goals, so they're able to do something, and you are changing already the view on how things will actually be possible to happen. So if before they believe they'll never reach there, now you're giving them a chance and say, yes, you can. There is a chance, even if it's a 50% chance, 30, there is a little chance that you can do it, because you're gonna start where you are at, small changes, and you get there. So this is one thing. Another advantage is that the thing with our lifestyle and our whole body, we are synergetic um, beings, meaning that um, anything like exercise, for example, it does affect all parts of our body, right? Our health, our wellness. So when you are overweight, you are, of course, sick. When I will repeat, when you are overweight, you are sick. And being sick, in other words, means you are unbalanced. You are out of equilibrium or out of homeostasis. That means our natural balance, internal balance. So our whole body, the organs, all the nutrients, all the hormones, they all have levels, the optimal level for us to be healthy. So when we are overweight, even if it's just few kilos, 5 kilos, 3 kilos, we are out of balance of our optimal health. And when that happens, it influences different things. And one thing that is very important for exercise is energy, right? Because you feel tired all the time. So when you are in that low energy level, it's very easy to think that I don't have energy to exercise, even though we know that after exercising, you get more energy. So it's a cycle that goes both ways. Like, so it's like if you exercise, you get energy. But again, you are so tired, you have low energy that you feel or you probably will take you much more work to do the exercise because you are in this unbalanced state. So it's kind of you need to balance out this cycle, this synergetic cycle. And many times, starting with this approach of no exercise in the beginning, depending of your situation, let's say somebody with extreme low energy, you will adjust. So we always want to balance out, right? So if you are super overweight, you can start working on your tweak your nutrition side, your diet part, that will increase a little bit more your energy so that you can then tweak on the exercise part, you see? So you can always balance out those two. That's very, very hopeful if you are in a situation that exercise is not an option just for now, then you can still tweak because they work synergetically. The exercise, the diet, the lifestyle, the sleep, right? The stress control, all that. So that's good news. That's really good news. You can start from where you are at, and that's the advantage of this approach of no exercise. Now, of course, I already mentioned some situations that are recommendable for a person to have this approach. I'm not trying to how do you say? I'm not trying to make you not exercise and just support little laziness, because I mean, let's say the truth. It's not always like comfortable to go out and exercise. Let's say we are really tired from work, right? You just came home, but it's your day of exercise, it's raining outside. You can find many excuses, right? It's not that I'm saying, but if you are in a situation that you have pain, you have some kind of chronic disease, or maybe you had an accident, I don't know, something, you broke something, you're not really able to move that much, you have some kind of inflammation, so vigorous exercise is really complicated for you now. You can still work on it. These are the situations I would recommend this approach. And for that, I have an example of a client I had. I remember when I met her, this was a couple of years ago, and she told me she had few problems. She had overweight issue. She wanted to lose weight, but she also had a condition that is called chronic blood chronic chronic bladder pain, and is also known as interstitial cystitis. So many women suffer from that. It's like you have pain in your bladder. When you go to the toilet to pee, you feel the pain. It makes your life miserable, like with your um, partner, husband, wife. Well, in this case, it would be husband, would really be difficult. And she told me that is stealing away her energy because she was in pain all the time. And the fact that she was in pain all the time, she just couldn't see how she would lose the weight because she wouldn't be able to exercise. And I remember when she told me that, I said, you know what? We're gonna focus in getting your energy up first. Once we get your energy up, we fix your issues, because that's another thing. The natural losing weight natural approach is not just for you to lose weight. We want really to work inside you, because again, weight gain or like facility of gaining weight or of not being our optimal weight is just a reflection of our internal health, right? This balance, this homeostasis. So I said to her, you know what, we work first with this interstitial cystitis, this inflammation you have in your bladder. We get you up with some energy, you lose weight along the way, and then we start including exercise. And she was so happy, but a little bit like, I don't know if this will really happen, because I mean, this is not the normal advice you hear everywhere, right? You hear exercise a lot and eat less. That's what you hear most of the time. And we did that. And in a few weeks, she started feeling so much better, so much energy, no pain. And of course, with this inflammation, in the beginning, there is some things you have to adjust, like certain foods that will spark the pain and things like that. But the amazing thing, and at the end, when like she was really, she accomplished her weight loss. I think at that time she lost, was it 7 or 9 kilos she lost in about 2 months, something like that. And she's like, wow, Telma, I could never believe I would lose so much weight without exercising. And then I said, yeah, but now it's time for you to start working on your exercise, because now you can. So the point is that you can lose the weight. But the question comes, does that mean that, I mean, if I don't like exercise, can I just ditch exercise? Can I just, do the other way? Yes, you can. You can do anything you want. But the truth is, exercise is so important for so many areas of our health, not just for losing weight. And again, losing weight is a reflection of our internal health, but exercise is part of our making. Human beings were made to move. That's why we have legs to walk. We were not made to sit down, for example. Like, I've been making these lives. This is something that has been a little bit working on me. I've been making these lives sitting down, right? But in fact, I prefer standing, because when I stand, I really feel I'm connected with you that are listening to me. I'm more like grounded, like I feel my feet down, I feel more confident, I can move my whole body. It's much better for my overall health. So I'm working on that. I just need to fix a bit where I could put my computer, the camera, because I have the phone, the computer, everything. And yes, yeah. Why did I go through this? It's like, oh, what does that has to do with with the theme? Because we, as human beings, we've been spending so many hours sitting down. Today, most people work is sitting down, like office work, and that is not good. That is so bad. And I found a study, scientific study. In fact was 43 studies. I didn't look at all of them. But they made these 43 studies, they analyzed all of them, and the conclusion was that excessive sitting makes you have a shorter lifespan. So the longer you sit, less you live, putting that way. So if you sit a lot, you will live less, you die faster. And then they had some numbers for women, for example, that sit more than 6 hours. They have 40%. How do I say? They have 40% more chance to die. Yes, so your death rate increases by 40%. That's wow. If you sit, I'm sorry if I'm scaring you, but these are the numbers and we want to be informed. So if you sit more than 6 hours or 6 plus, so from 6 hours, you know that your rate of death is increasing by 40%. So you can calculate if you sit 4 hours, if you sit 2 hours during a day, I mean, it still increases. So we want to bring that number to zero, optimal, right? And men, if any men are listening to this, it's half the percentage. So for men, I don't know why, maybe some the hormones or something. But anyway, for men, 6 plus sitting increases their death rate by 20%. So less than us women. So girls, we need to work on this, really. So, and what was interesting in this study, I thought would be a very good connection with the theme of today, is that um, these numbers are independent of you exercising. So, was saying independent of level of physical activity. Let's say you exercise the 90 minutes per day, vigorous exercise, maybe even more, is saying this does not affect because you still sit 6 plus hours per day. So if after your office work you go to the gym and you exercise, you are still falling to this number if at work you are sitting down. Okay, what's the solution? Well, the solution they were giving was that you actually, instead of sitting down, find a way that during your office work you are standing so you can move a little bit. Maybe the chair, maybe they also had, some people had like a treadmill underneath their desk so they could be working, like working out, walking as they exercise. So you just have to be creative. Not everybody are able to ditch office work and work with something else, but then we need to be creative. But this study for me was so important to bring to you because it shows again that it's not just the exercising again, because many times that's what we hear. If you really work out hard, you can eat anything. You can, you don't have to worry about that. That's not true. In fact, 80% of your results, your health results, come from the diet, from what you eat, 20% from exercising and moving. So remember that. Now, going back to the theme, it is possible, yes, to lose weight without exercising. And just to conclude today's live, I want to also share with you my personal story. I never been a like really exercise type of person. I remember at school I would do exercise because I had to, you know. If not, I would kind of would affect my marks on other subjects. I like to dance and move and this, but I was never like exercise type of person. And with time, I realized there was a need to do that. So I would do it not because I like it. This was until I became very sick. I was very overweight. And when I started my journey, I also took the same approach I'm presenting to you today. In case you are in a situation that you feel that this is just not for me, because I don't have the energy and I'm just feeling so tired all the time. I'm in pain, like my client, I gave you the example. So I was feeling that I was very low in energy when I started my journey back in 2018. That exercising would be a pain for me, would really be a pain. And I remember so many times my husband would say, Toma, let's go bike, let's go do this. And I would go, but I was in pain all the time. And yeah, it was just very painful. So I took the same approach. I started working on the nutrition part of it, with the lifestyle change to increase my energy, and from there I was able to go exercise more. So this is how my method works for specific cases, like people that are in chronic pain or very low in energy. So if you are this person, know that there is hope for you and that you don't have to stress over that, because again, we need to focus on getting you started. That's why today is Restart Monday, so it goes well with the theme. Today is Restart Monday, so there is hope. Whatever situation you're at, whatever level you are at, there is hope, and you need to just start from where you are, okay? And everything will be fine. And I see somebody wrote here, James. James Giamfi says, thanks for sharing, Tom, because I personally know someone who can't exercise because of back surgery. But so now it's time, if you have any questions, just write down. This is on Facebook, I'm reading, guys, by the way. So he says, but what role do hormones play in losing weight without exercise? Can walking every day about 30 minutes help at all? Yeah. So hormones, they, of course, they affect. And of course, if this person you're talking about, you know someone, yeah, especially if it's a woman, our hormones, they are, our glands are the master, and then hormones are like liberated by these master glands we have. So the hormones, we want to really be focusing especially on our thyroid, because it's the one that is kind of balancing out our weight. So we need to do a check on our, normally I do that in a detox consultation. And also I talk about this in my course. But when it comes to somebody, he says that had a back surgery, definitely exercise will not be allowed for the first couple of months, I guess. And many times after surgery, the person, when the how do you call the steroids, like the meds are wearing off after the surgery, the person gets a lot of pain, so they keep on medicating this person. So definitely she won't be able to do much exercise. But if she's able to walk 30 minutes every day, and that's something the doctor allows, which I guess that wouldn't be so soon after the operation. It's not more information here, but then I would recommend, I would say, yeah, walk. But again, when it comes to movement, you can include all sorts of movements that are comfortable for you. It could be very slow movements of, for example, if you can't move your legs so much, you can do upper body work. You can do some movements with your arms. You can fortify your arms, your chest, your shoulders, your abs, and the same way around. You can work on different parts of the body, but movement includes you, for example, not sitting for so long, walking a bit more. Maybe you don't walk vigorously, you walk slower. You can also add some dancing movements, for example, very slow. You really, I mean, I can't give you advice for something specific when you have a specific condition. That I would have to know exactly what, right? But I would say you just have to use common sense. What can I do that is safe, that I also enjoy many times, right? Many times, maybe you don't have pain, but maybe it's the thing of very low energy. So you have to think of, okay, something that I can do that is safe, like that doesn't expend too much energy in the beginning, but also gives me this joy of doing. And that could be dancing, that could be swimming, very slow movements. So it's to be in movement. We are creatures that were made to be climbing trees and, jumping up and down. Like you see the animals, animals that are not are not our pets, because our pets tend to have exactly the same problems like the owners. We want to look at the animals in the wild wilderness, how they move, right? They jump off and they are happy, and they don't have overweight issues, right? They always in good health. So yeah, so basically this was our live for today. I hope I have answered you, James. If not, just send another comment below this post or send me a DM, and I'll try my best to answer. And thank you for today, and I'll see you on Wednesday Wednesday will be a different way of life. I'll be looking at a book and doing it a review. And then you can also get this book if you like to go read and learn more. So I wish you a beautiful Monday, beautiful start of the week. And remember to keep on having hope. We can do this. Okay, see you.